This is me, just your typical overweight, middle-aged American man. If you search YouTube right now for being overweight in Japan, you're going to find a lot of horror stories. You'll hear about the staring, the judgment, and how uncomfortable it is to be a larger American in a country where less than 10% of the population are overweight. When I first decided to visit Japan, I was prepared for the worst. I read a lot of unkind stories towards foreigners and anyone who was overweight. I was honestly ready to feel out of place, but I didn't care. I still wanted to go. But after spending some time there, I have to be honest with you. None of that ever happened. As it turned out, I never once felt treated unfairly. I didn't notice anybody staring at me unusually, and I never felt uncomfortable around anybody. As a matter of fact, it was actually quite the opposite of that. Whenever I tell people this, I always get the same comment. Oh, they're definitely judging you. They're just too polite to do it to your face. And honestly, my answer to that is, I don't care. Here's the reality. Everyone is allowed to have an opinion inside their own head. Maybe they were silently judging me, but the difference is the Japanese culture values respect and harmony enough to keep those opinions to themselves. Compare that to the United States, where people often feel this weird urge to share every unsolicited thought they have about your body directly to you, as if you didn't already know. If I have to choose between silent judgment and loud disrespect, I think I'll take the silence. Silence is peace. So in this video, I want to show how my reality as an overweight American was quite different than the expectations I had, and hopefully give a little confidence to some of my fellow overweight Americans. Now, you might have noticed something about this video. I'm mostly just showing you photos of myself and not video clips of me walking around in Japan. I want to be real about why that is. Even though I'm telling you now that it's fine, back then, I was very insecure. I was so self-conscious about my size that I didn't want to film myself vlogging in public. I was afraid if I pulled out my camera and started recording, all it would do is draw more attention to myself. But looking back at the few photos that I did take, I realized how wrong I was to be so worried about it. There is this myth that Japanese people are cold or dismissive towards plus-size foreigners. People told me that I would be isolated. But look at this. This isn't someone being shunned. This is me having fun. This is me having dinner, having drinks, and making friends. I wore my t-shirts, I showed my tattoos, and I was just being myself. And you know what happened? I made friends. They didn't care about my weight. They just cared that I was a really nice guy who liked the same things they did and shared similar stories about life. So if you're planning a trip to Japan and you're scared to go because you think you'll be lonely or rejected, don't be. My only regret from that first trip is the time that I spent worrying so much about my insecurities that I didn't film more of the amazing time that I was actually having. So to answer the question, is Japan fat-phobic? Well, they're not shouting big is beautiful. But is it hostile? Absolutely not. Don't let the fear of judgment keep you from experiencing one of the most beautiful countries in the world. People are kinder than you think, and the world is more welcoming than the internet wants you to believe. If you're a bigger guy or girl thinking about going to Japan and you have questions about seats, clothes, or just what to expect, feel free to ask me in the comments. I'm more than happy to share the details of what I've learned on my many trips to Japan.